Welcome, welcome, welcome. Over the Top Podcast. It's your boy HD. I'm here with the Over the Top Podcast Sports Crew. First we got Q. How you doing there, Q?
Uh, I just want to say this is a funny photo considering how much we crap on Ezekiel Elliott. As much as Eagles fans don't like him, we do at least respect talent. And now that he's not a Cowboy, we can respect talent even more.
Got you. What's up, B? What's going on your way, B Franks?
What's going on, fellas? Hey, I can't call it. Just happy to be here.
Yes, another day. And the playmaker made it back from his hiatus. What's up, G? How you doing, buddy?
Hey man, I'm doing great. Ready to talk about some sports. A lot of good, interesting things going on. Ready to dive into it and bathe into some sports.
You gonna dive and bathe into
Yeah.
it, jeez. Yeah, I mean,
He's staying on
alrighty
not talking
then.
about sport. He's
Little
finally
extra
talking
dot
about
code.
sports.
Well, they get it started. Hey, the NBA race tightening up, man. So we got the NBA race going on. That's kind of tightening it up. Cute has actually put up an interesting stat about the NBA in the West. So what was that, Q? How many games different from the fifth to the 11th?
Let me look at it again. I believe, but from the 4th seeded Suns to the 12th seeded Pelicans, it is a 3-game difference.
So those teams, you got the Clippers, Warriors, Timberwolves, Thunder, Maverick, Lakers. Gee, which one you think gonna make that run, huh? And Jazz. I'm sorry. We'll start out with G since he want to bathe in the sports today. Which one is poised to make a run? I mean, since it's so close.
Well, the key question is where's LeBron? When LeBron comes back, if LeBron comes back, the way that Anthony Davis is playing, the way that the Lakers is playing,
Yeah, we just talked a while ago.
they can make a run. But if LeBron is not going to be back in time to make an impact, then they're looking like the Lakers of last year. An all-star talent with AD, but a 10 seed or maybe even 11 outside in because they game the game.
Hey B, you not your boy must heard you, but your boy must heard you talk about him 2 weeks ago. Oh, AD, what you think about him now, Anthony Davis? Cause he beasted him the last couple of games. I seen he dunked one with a little authority in him. I said, you got that dog in you, son? Where that dog been? Where that dog been?
It's about that time. It's about time that he, I was watching it last night and he playing 80 basketball. That's where he is. And I agree with Gary. With this run, it means nothing if LeBron don't come back right now. And to me, you really got teams like scratching their heads because they look good right now without LeBron. They look like a nice little 7-8 team that can make some kind of noise. But you add LeBron, they just become dangerous. They just, most teams don't want to deal with that. And I know people's looking at LeBron now saying, oh, he's just LeBron James. But that LeBron James in the playoffs is totally different than LeBron James.
But do they become dangerous? B, I'm gonna push back on you a little bit. Dude, I mean, normally with your LeBron ranked teams, it's LeBron and probably one or two others that's really pushing the envelope. But I guess my question is, I think the way they playing now, they got better shooters. But I think when LeBron come back, I think it hinders some of the players because now they're not going to take those same shots and those same opportunities that they normally will because LeBron's on the floor. He can want the ball. What's the guy named Rivers? What's the guy name?
Austin Reeves been shooting back since LeBron's on the floor.
Huh?
LeBron reads the shoot.
Russell Wilson take the shot. He ain't where he at.
But listen, Russell's gonna take his shot. Austin Reeves, hey, he coming to his own, and LeBron's gonna promote him going forward and whatnot. I get what you're saying, but I just feel like if those guys are competing at a high level, LeBron is crafty enough to come in and position himself where his 20 points are not going to take away from what they're doing and whatnot. And I think that's the scary part about it. If they're in games now and you're taking away the 20 points or the 25 LeBron can contribute, that's the scary part. And even last night with the win against Phoenix, you kind of got to look at Phoenix the same way. They lost by 11, but then, you know, they missed out on KD 25. So that loss by 11, you know,
The thing was
is that really a win if
the thing
KD
was
is
the
better?
Suns. The thing with the
What you say,
Suns is
Gary?
now
Go ahead, say Gary. You said something, Gary. What you say, Gary? Go ahead,
free?
Quinn. You must have heard me. What you say,
I
Quinn?
was saying that they didn't.
there is. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Gary.
I guess the thing is internet messing up. What I was saying is the thing with the Suns and them missing KD, the problem is all the pieces they traded to get KD that so basically they traded Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, some of their core pieces for Kevin Durant, and now Kevin Durant's hurt. So they're missing all those points that they could have got, and the defense from Cam Johnson.
You know
What
what? I
is
was looking
Kevin's
at that last
status?
night. Looking at that last night, the Suns, the Lakers traded away pieces and got good pieces. The
Right.
Suns traded, like Quentin was just saying, the Suns traded off core pieces that really made up that team and got that team to a finals. They traded it off for one man, KD. And that's kind of scary because I'm looking at like, dude, who you really got left besides KD and Booker? And then you got a sub, well, I ain't gonna say a subpar. You got Chris Paul that's gonna do Chris Paul things.
That's the same. That's almost the same formula the Lakers used when they got AD. They got AD and they gave away half their core team. Could you imagine that team now without KD with the squad they have? Get in there, Gary.
I should say this. What about the center for the Suns? He didn't play last night. He probably would have been the guy guarding AD. I mean, they had really a second string, third string guy trying to guard KD. Guard AD. AD is supposed to kill him. I think he has the same dominance over Aiden if he's playing, or if KD is playing.
Aiden's a solid center. I don't know why Aiden he don't get the respect. He don't get respect getting the league. I think Aiden's a double guy. I think he's a solid center in the league. I don't know. You know, am I missing
I'm
something?
wondering why he don't get the respect. He don't get the respect because the same way Joel Embiid don't get the respect, the same way. There's a lot of bigs right now that are really big that's not going to get the props they deserve because you lost in a game that don't really look at bigs anymore. Bigs are just, you're out there.
But also, Aiden is the third or fourth option on this. You got Booker, you got KD, you got Paul, and you got Aiden. So how's he going to be dominant if he's the third or fourth option?
And that just came
how many
recently.
big men?
When Mikal Bridges was there, he was the fifth option.
Well, but the thing is because
Exactly.
the offense do not run like that. You know, like Ben said, the changing of the guards, how the offense ran is a little more free flowing. But hell, if you put Booker, KD, and Paul on any team, mama, you gonna have them. You know, they number one scorer, not a number maybe third scorer. How many scores in the league is better than Booker and KD? How many? I mean, Paul not the scorer he used to be, but how many lethal scores do we have with Booker and KD on the floor? I mean, hell, that's a big three. No,
The same way. Here's the reality: the same way everybody is on AD with the Lakers right now. Phoenix got to be looking at Chris Paul saying, "Hey, bro, you ain't got about 2 years left in you."
If
At
two.
if two, at a dominant stance. So we might need to, while we can get something for you, we might need to go on out here and explore. Like when they gave up Bridges,
37.
when I realized Bridges was in that trade, I was like, man, they really shot themselves in the foot. They gave up entirely too much to get KD, if you ask me.
Yeah.
But they're trying to win. They're trying to win now. Their window is shrinking because they had the number 1 seed 2 years ago, and then they lost. Last year was a down year, so that window is shrinking.
But just like,
Getting better.
and I gotta give Quentin credit when he picked the Lakers. But yeah, you may win now, but what you gonna look like 3 years down the road?
It don't matter.
What you gonna look
It
like?
don't matter.
And I told anybody who would listen, hey, trade in Lonzo, Brandon Ingram, and was it Julius Randle for a injury prone, even back then he was injury prone Anthony Davis will be cool for 1 ring. But after that, and even then, that 1 ring came in a COVID year. As much people want to say it's Mickey, that was still a hard thing to do. But Anthony Davis didn't have to play 20 games where probably he would have got injured in one of those games.
What about the Timberwolves?
But the banners don't lie.
Huh? What do you say again, Gary?
I said the banners don't lie. I understand you may not have a dynasty, you may not dominate for 10 years, but if you get that 1 banner within that 10 years, everybody's smiling, you selling merchandise, you putting butts in the seats. But if you don't get a championship and you just keep making it deep runs in the playoffs, the coach get fired.
Yeah. They'll have that Brooklyn team.
Get fired.
Well, now to that Brooklyn team, they couldn't get it together, so he had to blow up the whole squad. What'd you let him at there, Ben? Like you got something on your mind?
I agree with Gary. I mean that was real right there. It ultimately in that 1 out of 10 years, you get 1 ring, you put a banner up there. Hey, that's butts in the seats and all that. When that stuff fall off, that you're right. The coach get the axe.
Your mic went out. Yeah, but. But I think you might went by. What about the Timberwolves, man? What Minnesota gonna do? You don't give Minnesota no run, no love. No Timberwolves, no love.
So I guess I'm looking at it now.
Oh, that me?
So I'm looking at it now. Karl-Anthony Towns just got back from an injury, and they won. So I guess there's nothing. I guess he's still trying to fit back in. But he came back, but Anthony Edwards is out. So there's a problem. And now I don't know what the problem was because they were winning when Cat was out, and now Edwards is out. I don't know how long he's been out. Doesn't say. And they're winning again. It will be interesting because at the beginning of the season when they were not doing good, everyone was saying, "Oh, the Gobert, Cat, Anthony Edwards thing wasn't going to work." And they're the 7th seed.
Okay. So we still picking the West.
Yeah, 7. Okay, so right now, right now, if we don't got LeBron, we're losing to the Timberwolves.
What do you say, Bell?
The Timberwolves thing that's somewhat special to me. And so looking at it firsthand, and this is what I've always said, even when KG was there and I lived in Minnesota working there and all that good stuff. Nobody wants to come
to Minnesota.
Guess what?
Ain't no draw there. Ain't nothing to draw you.
Don't get me wrong. The atmosphere is great. I had a wonderful time. Met a lot of nice people. The nightlife was cool. But when I tell you, if you come from a place of on the east to go live there in the midst of that weather, that's a whole nother story. So when you're there and you're drafted into it, of course, you got to adjust and get used to it. I don't see Karl Anthony Towns signing another big contract to stay in Minnesota. I don't see Anthony Edwards signing another big contract to stay in Minnesota.
Yeah.
It is the weather. Listen, you're not getting people to come to play. What's the draw? To say, hey guys, let's go to
snow.
Minnesota. No, people not doing that. And remember, KG made that run and he had, we can't really remember besides Freewell and Cassell, who was like had to be traded there or forced to go. He had those guys when he made that one good run in the playoffs. But other than that, when he looked to the left and looked to the right, it was him. There. And he played this loyalty role for 12 years.
And after
8, I was like, bro, it's time to go.
Yeah.
Nobody's coming. That's the sad part about Minnesota.
Yeah. So that's reference. Huh? Anybody?
I just didn't like the pickup for Minnesota. They had a nice little run last year, and I understand trying to build on that. I understand that Cat wants to be a 4, not a 5. I don't know why these big guys don't want to get in the paint anymore. But anyway, I
think that's because statistically, Karl Towns is like statistically the best shooting center like all time. I think it's like not even close either. Like he's like the best shooting center.
But you said of all time?
Like statistically, yes.
3-point
like
shooting.
At the rate he shoots them and then at the rate he makes them.
From 3-point shooting.
But I would say this. In his prime, give Pat a ball and give Karl Anthony Towns, and I'm gonna take Pat every time.
Pat Ewing?
Patrick Ewing. Yeah.
3-point shooter?
3-point shooting?
He didn't mind you.
So here's the question. Here's the question. Because do you think Patrick Ewing could win a 3-point contest in the league right now?
No, not right now. He old.
If he in his prime, do you think he could win a 3-point contest in this collection with this collection of shooters?
If it was in the makeup of the game, yeah, I do.
And I can see where Towns did go out there and win 3-point contest. Well, Quinn, what you understand is they didn't shoot the threes as a bid. They're not saying they didn't say they couldn't do it. They just didn't do it. It wasn't part of the offensive package.
Well, and that's what that comes down to. Well, unfortunately, you can't go off hearsay because they didn't do it. I know that was how the pure big play nowadays, but that's a throwback big now. Bigs nowadays can shoot, and bigs nowadays, coaches nowadays will let them bigs go out and shoot.
See now I'm gonna sound old, but this is why bigs can shoot, because they all sissies. That's what it boils down to. Nobody want to put their back to the basket. Nobody want to go in the tank and bang and just be men about it. That's basketball. Let's go be a man about it.
Or maybe again, Gary, you weren't here last week when I said this. Maybe now you can't spend 10 seconds with a back to the basket, dribbling from the mid-range to under the basket, throw your elbow at someone's chin, drop step, reverse dunk, straddle them, and then push them off and not get attacked.
Why can't you?
Because you will get a play.
The game done got solved.
You will cost yourself money.
The game done got solved. Well, that finished with the West. So we still got the same pitch for the West. Who you got, babe? You still going to the late show for the West?
Yeah, they're gonna figure out a way. They're gonna figure out a way.
Wait a minute. Make sure I understand the question. You talking about coming out of the play-in game, or you talking about winning everything?
Oh, coming out the West. No, we don't. We over the top. We talk about completion. We talking about completion. Chill. Championship
your
game.
question.
Who's
I
coming
don't
out
think
the
Bear heard your
West?
question.
Huh?
I don't think Bear heard your question. He said the Lakers.
Yeah, he heard it. He heard it. Who you got coming out the West? He said the Lakers. Yo, Quentin has told you the stats, Nesbitt. It's only 2 games separating 4 to 17. 3 games separating 4 to 10, 4 to 7.
And also we didn't talk about the Pelicans, who I said were that 12th seed. Zion expected to come back soon, and when Zion's on the floor, the Pelicans are one of the best teams in the West.
The problem is, if I'm the Pelicans, I trade Zion. And who said that? I think your boy said your boy said that they'll
trade
big person. I go trade Zion. If I'm the
we
Pelicans.
the people do not believe.
We listen to Perkins now.
I'm just saying, it makes sense. Hell, he ain't played a full season yet.
Well, you can say
out of 160 games,
losing to the most carried person on a one ring Celtics team.
This is what I don't understand.
What?
And listen, I like to tell when I'm gonna take shots, so I'm gonna take a shot right quick. But I'm not surprised that Zion hurt like this, because don't most players that go through Duke deal with a bunch of sissy injuries? I mean,
whoa,
that's
wow.
That's what they. Is that not what they do?
Yeah.
This what we doing now.
Yeah, this is what we doing
What
did Tatum play? Tatum play at Duke?
Yes.
Huh?
Is it Jason Tatum a Dookie?
Yes,
now, I know you love North Carolina, but Jason Tatum the truth now.
Jason Tatum. Okay. I mean, listen.
It's one out the bunch.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this. If you find me, the only Dookie I ever gave a compliment to, and I stand by, and that's Grant Hill.
Kyrie?
And the only reason why is Grant Hill. And the only reason why I give Grant Hill that respect is because he listened to his parents. His parents wanted him to go to Duke. He wanted to go to North Carolina. So I know where his real heart is. His heart was in North Carolina, but he was being obedient to his parents.
Okay.
Sounds like an excuse to me.
Okay. Who you got coming out the West, Nesbitt? The West, Nesbitt?
I grew up in the Ric Flair era, so to beat a man, you got to beat the man. So
I said the exact same words in 2 weeks ago on the podcast we was going, the exact same words. So you Golden State, man. Yeah, we're coming the exact same words, buddy.
You know the difference between, and you're talking to someone who loves wrestling. I still watch wrestling. The difference between the NBA and most other sports and the WWE was scripted. So of course you weren't gonna have Ric Flair go out there and lose every time at the ripe age of 70.
Right.
Ric Flair had his last match a year ago. Passed out in the ring twice and won the match because it was his last match.
That's called bad money management.
The problem is age is a real thing outside of pro wrestling.
I agree.
Age
Wrestling,
it's a real thing outside of pro wrestling.
You will be 80 years old still wrestling. I don't understand that. So, it's not that tight in the East though. The race not that tight in the East, or is it? I mean, you got the Cavs is 7 games out. Then the Knicks dropped to 11 games out. I don't think the Knicks. So your top 4 gonna stay your top 4.
Also, it's gonna be those 3 teams, and I'm looking at Cleveland, and I'm looking only at Jimmy Butler. I hear the Miami Heat are laying an egg recently, but I know what Jimmy Butler can do in the playoffs, and I know what Donovan Mitchell up in Cleveland can do in the playoffs.
Choke.
but it's still a 3-team race, and it's the Bucks, Celtics, and Sixers.
Donovan Mitchell gonna choke in the playoff. That's what Donovan Mitchell gonna do.
I'm sorry, when did that become a thing?
Choke.
Hold up.
Choke.
Wait a minute.
Choke.
Hold up. What?
Choke.
That's here.
Choke. What have done? I love Donovan Mitchell as a bucket. I love his explosiveness. Don't get me twisted with Donovan Mitchell. But when he was in Utah, he was by himself. Yeah, he by himself. Now he in Cleveland. I don't think he's
Not
a
by
number
himself.
one. I don't think he's legit number one. He may be a Robin. I don't know if he's a Batman. Yeah, I said
Okay,
it.
hold on.
Yeah, I
Okay,
said it.
all right, let's talk.
Go
Let's
ahead,
talk.
Gary. You got to raise your hand. Jump in. Huh?
Let's talk about this real quick, because we talking about the guy who would have beat who was dropping 50 against Denver. The only reason he wasn't there is because Jamal Murray was also dropping 50, and the eventual 2-time, could be 3-time MVP Joker was on the other team. A year before that, he sent Russell Westbrook out the playoffs. And then
That's not
last year,
sounding like, hey, you're not building a heavy case, sir. You're not building a heavy case, sir.
okay,
You're not.
Okay,
You're
how about
not
this?
convincing me, sir.
His rookie year, he sent MVP Westbrook out the playoffs. In his rookie year, he sent triple-double Westbrook, who had Paul George on that team, out the playoffs.
But my question is, and then with all those years, how far did he make the playoffs? The second round or third round?
Second round.
Right, Gary. What you gonna say? Second round, he's out. Let that Gary get in, Q.
And we can talk about the teams he was losing to is the question, because I'm pretty sure it was the Warriors, and then Joker and playoff Murray, who also elevates his game in the playoffs.
Jump in, Nesbitt.
Quinn, it doesn't matter. Hank is a hater when it comes to Spider. He won't even call the man
Donovan
Spider.
Mitchell. His mama name was Donovan Mitchell. Dad going, I'm gonna call the man Donovan Mitchell. We ain't call the man no insect, no spider.
That's hate.
I mean, he's a great scorer. But can he lead the team? Can he lead the team to the promised land? I have a hard time believing.
How can you say in one breath he's a great scorer, and then in the same breath, in the same sentence, say he can't lead a team?
Well, anybody can score, but can you make everybody around you better? Can you move?
That's not his job.
Let me say this.
Can you move?
At least I'm honest and would say I'm not gonna give a Dookie any kind of credit. Hank, you just gotta be honest. You don't like Spider.
Donovan Mitchell, the man named Donovan Mitchell. We'll call him Donovan Mitchell. Now we can call him Spider. We're gonna see what he do. We're gonna see what he do. Hey, if he do not make it out the second round this year with this Cleveland Cavalier team, that's a problem.
So you're expecting him? So now you just give him
because Quinn, in Utah he didn't have any help. Now he got Garland.
In the second one, he's either going to face the 76ers, the Celtics, or the Bucks, who we just
you get paid to play basketball, sir. If you're gonna be an all-star, you're gonna be an all-star. If you're gonna be the top of the league, be top of the league. We don't want to hear no excuses. My thing is get out the second round. Get out the second round.
Okay, so hold on a second. So his rookie year, beat the Thunder in 6, lost to the Houston Rockets in 5. That Houston Rockets team almost killed the Golden State Warriors franchise dynasty.
But what I'm saying, Quinn, what I'm saying is, let him give. You need to get out the second round this year, sir. You got help. You got Allen. You got Garland. You got a good defense. You got help. You got a squad this year.
I'm gonna be honest.
Then the next year lost to Houston again. Houston, who should have a ring if it wasn't for Curry. Then the following year, it was him. It was a bubble. Him and Murray just having a shootout. Then last year, 2 years ago, made to the second round. Who did get bounced by this time?
I mean, we can talk about all the highlights you want to, but come the second round, he's getting kicked out. So let's say this year,
Kawhi Leonard Clippers that
Right.
sent out
What I'm
next time.
But Quinn,
And
what
then
I'm telling
next
you
year,
is that's fine. This year he has help. Do he not have help with his Cleveland Cavalier team? Bell, is the team decent? Do we have help with his Cleveland Cavalier team? That's what I'm
Honestly,
asking.
I don't think
missing
without
content.
him, I don't think that's a number 4 team. Without him, I think they struggle to get into playoffs. He has made a big difference in Cleveland, just to be very honest. You know, to look at what he's done, to be
You
honest,
put him with
he
Tatum?
got Cleveland kind of dangerous. And
Well,
if I was Boston, if I was Milwaukee, and even Philadelphia, I don't want to play them. I really
if
don't.
you got Booker, Tatum, or Mitchell, who do you take?
Say it again.
I'm taking in order.
Booker, Tatum, or Mitchell, who do you take?
In order, Tatum.
No, this one. You
Mitchell.
have to take. You take one or the other. What would you take? Booker, Tatum. Would you take Mitchell over Booker or Tatum?
I will take Mitchell over Booker.
You're
Not
trying
over
to get
Tatum.
me
And also,
to give that boy some props.
I'm just asking the question. I'm just asking the
It's hate.
question.
It's hate. It's hate.
Gary, do you take Gary? G, do you take Mitchell over? Okay, do you take Mitchell over Tatum or Brown?
I take him over Brown.
Yeah, I take him over Brown.
You take him over Booker?
Brown is back then. I mean,
Yes,
Brown is Robert.
Yes, I take him over Booker.
I think
Booker,
Mitchell.
I think Mitchell and Booker are the same.
You think it is? I mean, I don't know. I mean,
But
come on, Bell. Come on. Who better?
let me say this.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Gary.
Mitchell. Go ahead, I'm gonna let Gary finish. You can finish, Gary.
Go ahead, Gary.
So now you got Cleveland going against New York in the first round. I believe Mitchell can get them past the.
Yeah, that's how you get them past the Knicks. Who they got? Huh?
He gets them easily past the Knicks.
So then,
well, I don't want to say easily now.
So then after that,
I ain't gonna be no cakewalk.
That's a cakewalk.
People choking.
If
you talk about people choking.
Well, I mean, Randall played like he played during the regular season. You don't get that.
Talk about that power forward up in New York.
Randall, yeah, Randall.
The dude who had an all-star season, went to Atlanta and forgot how to play basketball. And forgot.
Don't look disgusted. It was on your mind. Don't look disgusted.
Okay, first of all, you said Booker or Mitchell. Here's my thing, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm taking Mitchell. One, because the personal battles, even though they all get in their personal battles, meaning on the floor, they get into those battles. Mitchell, that's a driving force for Mitchell. He take that and it clicks something in him, and he go forward. Booker gets stuck there. He gets stuck there. His team needs him to be able to progress. He gets stuck into the moment, and I don't think it works out well for him. So I'm gonna take Mitchell in that lineup every time and whatnot. His motor is, and what I like from Mitchell when you look at Booker, Mitchell can get to the bucket. He getting to the bucket. He getting to that basket hands down.
To the basket, and he will dunk on you.
Oh, he'll dunk on you now. He will dunk on you. He don't mind. He don't mind dunking on you now.
Booker is not that player. He's finesse. He want to shoot the ball. He want to shoot the basket. He a pretty boy, just to be honest. To be honest, when and I don't know if he's still fooling with it. When he was fooling with the Jenner girl, he messed up. Everybody need to take a course on dating in the NBA, and the number one thing should be discussed in that course during the summer or whatever. Do not fool with the Kardashians or Jenners.
Leave the witches. Don't leave them. Excuse me. Leave the women. I mean, women alone. Women. I ain't gonna call them the other. We don't call women out by their name, but them interesting, boy. We don't want. You don't want your names crossing them lips. They turn men to women, and men being.
And so, but on the real, being real though, I just think I would take Mitchell. What I like about Cleveland, I do like Cleveland. to me, they just play with the they got no pressure. They're not carrying any weight. It's nothing for them to work, ain't no words. You look at Allen in the middle, Allen do his thing on a nightly basis. He's not looking for any accolades. He go out there, he's gonna get his 13, 15 a game. He's gonna grab his boards, he's gonna block his shots, and he's going home.
I bet you Brooklyn can do it again. They would have kept him.
Yes, they would.
Yeah, they kept. Well, you know what? Oh boy, hometown boy is not doing all that bad. Claxton is not doing all that bad.
He's maturing. He's getting better each year.
But what I am seeing, and I keep saying this, and people don't want to understand, what's scary about this league is these guys fall into a system, and they get into that system, and they're successful. But what happens when they gotta leave, or teams just don't want to sign them again? Like, Draymond do a lot of talking, but Draymond understand that this Golden State system, that was made for me. I gotta stay here. That's how I'm gonna feed my family and whatnot. Now, in maybe a year or two, he'll be able to just uproot and move on because now you're a vet. You just learned a little slick stuff.
Oh, he retired at that point because I don't think I mean 2 more years, he's not gonna be athletically in position to do what he do now anyway.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this.
It's just so many
Draymond can't get a
players.
ring as a coach.
Huh?
It's just so many players that's going to run into the system thing. Like we brought up Brown. To me, Brown has to be in the right situation if he ever leaves Boston in order for him to be the man. Because right now, he's a Robin. Do he leave Boston sometime in scoring? Yes. But people don't understand when you take that mantle on as this is my team, there's a different feel when you walk in. There's a different feel on a nightly basis. It's just different.
Do Cleveland beat Miami in it? Go ahead. Go ahead. I mean to cut y'all. Go ahead.
Do Cleveland beat Miami?
Yeah. Go ahead, Gary. We'll just say. Go ahead, Gary.
The answer is yes.
Round 2 would be Cleveland versus the Bucks.
Now that's where that's the second. Now that's the second round exit.
Come on. If Mitchell is all you say he's to be,
no one
put the team on his back.
No one's saying he's better than Giannis. No one's saying he's better than Giannis. No one said he's better than Tatum. Now, what I will say is, if I want a shooting guard because for some reason they have James Harden as shooting guard, I'm still taking Mitchell. Problem is, the 76ers also have Joel Embiid.
Hey, if KD wore half a size smaller, he beats Milwaukee by himself. If he wore half a size, if he instead of wearing a 12, he wore 11 and a half, he beats Minnesota by himself. Come on,
I remember that shot sent him to overtime.
What I'm saying, if his foot wasn't on the line,
he had 5 more minutes to prove. He had 5 more. How long is overtime? 5 minutes. He had 5 more minutes to get to the finals.
Bell, if KD wore half a size smaller, him by himself beats on Milwaukee.
What was that game?
Half a size smaller. So come on, Mitchell. You've been in the league long enough. Come on, Mitchell. Come on, Mitchell.
We can't live off what is.
No, I'm telling you to come on. All the other players have proved themselves. Jason Tatum proved himself last year.
Let me ask you this.
Booker proved himself deep in the playoffs. Come on, Mitchell. If Mitchell said who you are, come on.
Is he an alpha male?
Is who? Mitchell?
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, I don't know if he's a one, but I think he's an alpha male.
Okay. Is Brown an alpha male out of Boston?
Yeah, I mean, would you say he would?
My point is this. I feel if because Mitchell understands leading the team and being that leader, you take Mitchell, place him on Boston, they go for the next 3 years, hands down.
Because he with Tatum, he's a 2.
But that he's that alpha male who needs another alpha male.
So he's not a legit one. Know what you're trying to say? He's legit. He's not the number one option.
He's a
He's
legit one. Never had a legit two.
So he need
Yeah.
a two.
Everybody
he
needs
need
a
a
two.
one.
Everyone needs a two.
No, I'm saying
If Jordan didn't have Pippen, Jordan have no rings.
Wait a
well, I
minute.
ain't
Wait
gonna say
a minute. Wait.
Facts.
I won't say
Facts.
nothing.
Facts.
Oh,
Facts.
Gary, you gonna sign off on that?
Oh. Are
Gary.
y'all telling me? Are you kidding me?
Jordan said
Seriously?
it himself. Jordan said it himself. He said he knew he couldn't do it by himself.
He literally
can't nobody do it by himself.
It's not that he said it. He literally couldn't. He kept running to Detroit and he kept getting him out of here.
Well, remember now, he ran Detroit a couple of times. Then on the offseason, he put on like 15 or 20 pounds of daggone straight muscle and
But
came
then
back
he
and
did
looked
without
good the following year.
Okay.
But then he
I
did
can
without
agree with I can agree with y'all saying that because I can agree with that being said. I can see that because at the end of the day, you're right. Scotty was and Scotty is what I'm trying to say. Mitchell needs. Scotty was an alpha male himself. We can all agree on that. He was an alpha, but you got the top alpha, and then you got like the man up under him just as much a dog as he is, and that's what Mitchell needs. Mitchell needs somebody that's just as much a dog as he is to go get a championship.
Is Garland that guy?
Cause look at it,
not yet.
Is Garland that guy?
Not yet. He does have Garland is an all-star, but he's not yet.
Yeah, Garland's gonna do well in this league, but he's not that alpha that Mitchell needs. And
I think a lot of people miss about that Chicago squad is, and I say it all the time, and this including Pippen. You had an offensive team, but you had 3 first-team all defensive players on that squad. Them boys lock you down. It wasn't about all around shooting. Them boys put that lock on you. But that's the thing going with
excellent.
East, huh?
And one of those 3 was the undisputed number 2 Robin. Literally, people literally say Scottie Pippen is the best Robin.
In certain cases, Scottie Pippen be your number 1.
Yeah,
but here's the thing.
When he was the number 1, he took him to the second round and got eliminated.
With Boston, I mean not Boston. Here's the thing with Chicago. Chicago also had the intimidating factor, and let me just show you. Hank, you and Gary, y'all know, coming through the upstate area around our time, especially when y'all went to Hillcrest. So y'all know the Hillcrest at the time had like what the number one of the top schools in basketball.
Yeah,
in the
top 3 players for a while.
Yeah, so they posted a roster of
Everett and Bruce.
And all Americans, all Americans, point blank.
Real talk.
At that time, was it so much that people were afraid of playing, or was it just afraid of what the accolades? People heard Everett, Bruce, and Hal coming to town. People got scared. I
don't know. You don't remember it, Quentin. When Eric used to get the ball across half court, the whole building stands up. Cause he know it could be some real. It's gonna be some rim shaking going on.
I like this point real quick. I want to point real quick because as we're talking about the Cavs were playing the Brooklyn Nets. The Cavs just beat the Nets, and Mitchell just dropped 31.
Okay.
We need that. So, but my point is, people were more afraid of the Bulls as the Bulls. Like they were intimidated. That's already half the battle. I can remember sitting in my locker room right there in Malden, and everybody in the locker room quiet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this ain't how we want. This ain't how we get ready. And they was like, man, we playing Hillcrest. Man, if y'all, and I remember I told him, my coach standing right there. I said, if you're scared, stay in here. First thing, I'm not scared. I'm not intimidated. But that's
You give them the business too, didn't you?
Huh?
You used to give everything the business too, didn't you?
Now you know I put work in, boy, but you know that's a whole nother story.
You was giving them boys the business back in the day. Hey, back
Yo,
now,
this
now
is
don't get it
crazy.
wrong. Now when the ref say something, now he gonna help he gonna bark at the referee now. But back used to give him the business. Now I gotta give him props. Now he can give him the business.
But
back
I
in the day.
was using that to say I feel like the Bulls just won most of their games on the fact that it's Mike and the boys coming to town.
Right.
And whatnot. And that wasn't from the starters, it was from the bench. People
From
were
the
just
bench.
intimidated.
Who was
They
it?
was
George Carl said that Michael couldn't shoot jumpers, and that son gonna drop 50 with nothing but jumpers. Well, Utah with George Carl talking trash. But what about Jimmy Buckets, man? What about the Heat? If the Heat don't win, does that turn his legacy, or that done deal?
So from what I've
Like,
seen about the Heat is apparently the Heat are not looking good right now. And as far as legacy, Jimmy Butler's legacy is carrying an injured Heat team to the finals, losing to LeBron. That's nothing to scoff about. The problem with Jimmy Butler is besides that, he really ain't done anything else except literally beg to leave Minnesota, get kicked out of Philadelphia, and then go to Miami. So if you're saying he's a Hall of Famer, he's not.
Jimmy Butler not a Hall of
Famer? No.
I never believed in Jimmy Butler.
I'll say I have believed in him. I believe in him now because I know what playoff Jimmy is. But the Heat themselves are not doing good right now.
What do you say, Nesbitt?
What's in his trophy closet?
Nothing.
Now,
some say Kyle. Who was I talking to? Was that me and you talking, Quentin?
Yes,
Kyle Lowry used to be a
I said Kyle Lowry. I said Kyle Lowry is a Hall of Famer.
You put Kyle Lowry in there. What are you talking? Hey, you had the audacity to tell me that Kyle Lowry? Hall of Famer?
Wait a minute.
Come on, man. And Jimmy Bucket's not? What?
Hey, there is one thing that Kyle Lowry has that Jimmy Butler does not, and at this point, probably never will get.
Yeah, he got a ring thanks to
in fact, I'm saying this. There's two things he got: a ring, and eventually his jersey retired in a franchise because Toronto's gonna retire Kyle Lowry's jersey.
I want to make sure I heard you correct. You said Kyle Lowry is a Hall of Famer.
Kyle Lowry.
Yeah.
Kyle Lowry.
Is he in something?
Real quick.
Is Q in something?
Gary asked what's in Jimmy's trophy case? 6-time All-Star, steals champ, 4-time All-NBA, 5-time All-Defense, and most improved.
I'll take the enemy. Is Quentin in something?
Yeah, he is something.
Listen, you get off this mic, get your belt, and take your butt to something and get that boy looking. Kyle Lowry, listen, I promise you, if Kyle Lowry make the Hall of Fame, I will not watch the NBA again.
Not Kyle Lowry. Not Kyle Lowry.
I ain't playing. I will not watch the NBA again.
Hey, Kyle Lowry's a solid player, though, but I don't know if he ain't Hall of Fame status. But you don't think he'll.
Man, these people are killing me.
I'm not even talking about the NBA Hall of Fame. You can put him in the Naismith Hall of Fame. There's 2 Hall of Fames for basketball.
Yeah.
Well, he'll go into Toronto.
Oh, he's not, like I say, he won them a finals. He was the only reason he probably don't have more than one is because they kept running to LeBron every year. LeBron, you want to talk about LeBron? You want to talk about who LeBron keep from winning the championship? LeBron owns Toronto. LeBron owns crypto. He owns a house. He owns everything. The only other person who owns more in Toronto is Drake.
Yeah, but Toronto had one good run because your boy was there. I don't know if they're gonna get
the one good run was because they didn't have to run into LeBron 3 straight years.
Let's give a push. Is Carmelo Anthony a Hall of Famer?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
He also
Yeah.
Carmelo. I think Carmelo also has a because when you talk about Naismith, he also has a NCAA championship and a couple Olympic rings.
Yeah, he put his work in the Olympics.
Yeah, he put work
I'm
in.
just playing with a man with a mission. Gerald B playing with on a mission, dude. I still think they're coming out the East. I still got Philly coming out
Philly,
the East. Who you got? Huh?
Philly.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna go. I'm gonna go with Milwaukee.
Who you got, Nesbitt?
It's Boston.
Boston. Who you got,
Boston.
Q?
I mean, you can't ignore them.
Well, you
I
can't know Boston. I'm wondering how that coach gonna hold up. Is he gonna make a mistake when they get crunch time?
Is Doc gonna make a mistake?
Oh yeah, we trust in
Listen.
Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers again, the beneficiary of a one ring Celtics championship.
Quinn, who you got coming out the East?
Yeah, but Doc.
As long if Chris Middleton stays healthy, then it's the Bucks.
Now,
Chris Middleton
okay,
needs
so
to,
let's
needs
talk
to
about Doc for a minute. The Doc a Hall of Fame coach.
is
I don't
he
know about him as a player, but he's a Hall of Fame coach.
Based off what?
off one ring?
I mean, the respect. Well, I mean, he got some wins. I don't know how many wins he got total. I don't know his total stat line is. But you don't think he's a his systems, how he run his offense. He may not win the championship, but I think he keep his players intact, don't he? For a coach.
Listen to what you just
if
said.
you want to talk about a playoff choker,
Listen to what you just said. You said he don't got any championships, but
He
he
got one.
Yeah.
I don't know his
probably-
stats though. I don't know his stats.
He
I'm
may get in
checking.
there as a player before a coach.
Who's this?
What do you think,
One
B?
in 21
Who?
seasons, he's 943 and 681.
By
Who's this?
Doc.
Doc?
Yeah, second most among active coaches, 11th all time.
Well,
So-
that'll get him in right there, shouldn't it?
Gary just said get him in as
That'll
a
get
player.
him.
Well,
If he
Gary,
gets top
y'all
10,
better
yeah.
stop putting all these people in the Hall of Fame now. Doc Rivers, no, he'll be a coach for anything in the Hall. With 900 wins, that's gonna seal the deal for him. I feel
He's only
900
made
wins
two.
in that one ring.
That's a
All right,
lot of basketball to
I
have
got
one
a
ring.
big question for you. What you say, Gary?
That's a lot of basketball for just one ring.
It is.
And
But look at what he's running to.
only one coach a year, and that was in 1999.
Ooh-wee.
That was with Shaq. I think this is Shaq.
Shaq.
I think this is Shaq and Penny.
Not
Wait, hold on.
99.
Nah, he didn't coach Shaq and Penny.
Hold on a second.
No, he never coached Shaq.
Wait.
He coached McGrady.
Yeah, he coached
Gray Hill
Tracy.
went down there
Okay,
and
so
got
this,
hurt.
but this is the 1999 coach of the year, and I'm looking at this 99-2000 season. This team went 41 and 41.
Who was he with?
This was who are these people?
What's the name of the team? Maybe we can help you out, sir.
It's the Magic. It's the Magic.
Orlando.
The
In
only
2000?
name I see on here is Corey Maggette
That you
and,
know.
and Earl Boykins.
That you know.
Didn't they have Dennis Scott there? D. Scott?
Nah, he left.
I see a.
I think
see
that's
a
when they went through that rebuild.
Oh wow! I see a power forward Ben Wallace, not even center yet.
Who?
Ben Wallace, but he's able as a power forward, so he's not even a center yet. There's no way he was a coach of the year.
You got
Oh
Brian
yeah, get
Scott.
that
Is that Brian Scott was on
get
that
that squad
team?
41 wins. Yeah.
Ben Wallace on that team.
Scott.
You
David,
had
David,
There's nobody.
David
There's no
Stone
Brian
on that
Scott on the
team.
team.
Rashad Lewis can shoot the ball. Remember when Rashad Lewis?
In fact, Dad, hold on a second.
Dennis Scott can
I
shoot the
will,
ball.
I will send you this
Horace
roster.
Grant. I'm looking at them. I think I got the roster right here. I think I'm not mistaken.
No.
No.
Look, I put up on Basketball Reference. I'm looking at this roster, and that's what's confusing me because I'm like, there's no way he won Coach of the Year with this roster going 41 and 41.
Well, who's on the roster, sir?
Okay, let me scroll that down in order. Tariq Abdul-Wahad, John Amechi, Daryl Armstrong,
They're
Chucky
also
Atkins,
decent.
Earl Boykins, Michael Dolak, Kiwani Lamorris Garris, Pat Garrity, Chris Gatling, Matt Harping,
Hold
Anthony
up, Chris
Johnson,
Gatlin was decent. Here's a familiar name. Who is it? After Chris
Anthony
Gatlin?
Johnson, Corey Maggette, Ron Mercer, Bo Outlaw, Anthony Parker, Derek Strong, John Taylor, Ben Wallace, and Monty Williams.
I don't know. What you guys think about that?
This has to be wrong.
Nez, what you think about that?
Monty Williams, and unless I'm thinking about a different guy, and the Sharif guy, I thought they put up. I thought they had a good run one time.
The 2000 Orlando Magic. I might
No,
got a
the
different
99
roster.
2000 is what it's saying. That he won it. 99 2000.
Oh,
Is
99.
this the team? Okay, I'm looking at Daryl Armstrong, Nick Anderson, Hardaway, Bo Outlaw, Horace Grant, Michael Doliak, Matt Harpering, Gerald Wilkins, Steve Francis, Anthony Johnson, and Ben Wallace.
Boy, that's a squad.
Let me see if that's 2000.
That's Steve Francis. You got Steve Francis. You got Francis and McGrady and McGrady on the same. That's a squad now.
That is a squad. However, that's not his Coach of the Year.
You said 1990.
What year did he win Coach of the Year?
1990. His first year as a coach.
Oh, 90.
Yeah, 1999.
Was his Coach of the Year?
Yes. 2000 is the team y'all talking about, and he did not win an award that year. In fact, he doesn't win another coaching award until 2007, and it was a Coach of the Month in November.
All right. I still like him with that on Philly this year though. But we did a little deeper dive. But I like Doc Rivers. I put him down. I guess the Hall of Fame is not a popularity contest though, is it?
Okay, now I'm looking at that roster. And I'm still gonna be honest with you, this is a squad. You got John and Michi. John and Michi, he wasn't the greatest. That's the dude. That's the center that turned out to be gay, right?
I don't remember.
Yeah, Michi turned out to be gay. So yeah, he was all right. He didn't get a lot of burn. Chucky Atkins, he did his thing.
Yeah, I remember Atkins.
Pretty sure he got
Doliak
can ball.
He put in work. Pat Garrity was decent. Matt Harpring, shoot. Go to Georgia Tech and say Matt Harpring. Boy, that's like a guy. He's a guy at Georgia Tech. And Corey Maggette, that's your boy. That's an old dookie.
Hey, I never said anything bad about Corey Maggette. In fact, I said that's the only name. That's the only name I recognize.
Do you know? What's the boy? What's Coach K would not speak to Maggette or Avery.
Why?
because they left early. Because they
Well,
left Duke early. You know, back in the
well,
day, Coach K didn't believe in that early. You know, you gave him 4 years. He won 4
right,
years and he won
Yeah.
that.
right,
But anyway,
right.
Carmack was
So
a
quick
rookie that
question.
year too.
Hey, quick question. Let's switch up a little bit. We've been on it for a little bit. Let's switch up a little bit for and this is the last. This is last about basketball. I don't think basketball took us too long. Who had the better big three? There was the Boston big three, Miami's big three, or Golden State's big three?
Mm.
Who
Now
who
you're talking
had
about
who had the
talent
better
wise,
big three?
talent wise or success wise.
Talent wise, I mean, there's the ability. I mean, all of them won a chip. So I mean, so all of them all
Well,
of them
well,
went to the promised land.
two of these won two.
Right, but who you got then?
Talent wise, it's Curry, Clay, and Durant. As far
Success
as all
wise,
success wise, I'd say Wade, James, and Bosh. They went to 4.
all right. What about you, Nesbitt?
I go with the Warriors. I think the Warriors got the hardware. This is easy.
They went 2 and 2.
Bear.
Don't you say the Celtics? Don't you say the Celtics?
wow.
Don't say the team that one of these teams beat.
Okay, first, so y'all went talent wise first. I hate the Celtics got together so late in their career, because if it was their prime, I would love to see in their prime a prime KG, a prime Ray Allen, a prime Paul Pierce match up with a prime Miami. I think that would have been basketball talked about for years, just to be honest. To me, I could never say Miami was a top 3. I can't make them the best of that because Bosh just trashed me, man. Bosh is just, I don't believe. I'm sorry. I just don't. So if I had to like rate them, I am gonna say Boston because I'm looking at prime and whatnot. And I'm looking at that time, Paul Pierce at the top of his game and Ray. Paul with the mid-range and Ray knocking down threes like that and K doing everything in between. I don't see anybody else, not even Draymond. To me, Draymond cannot night in and night out go head to head with KG. He can't.
He's too
And I
slow.
think
His energy
and I
level,
think
his footwork in there.
and I think
So,
I think Clay will have a hard time because he's gonna start naturally out on Paul, but then Ray is gonna run Curry to death because Curry don't play defense. That's just the reality we gotta face. Curry does not play defense.
Wait, what?
And so they're gonna switch that after a while, and then Paul gonna post Curry to death. I think that's just gonna be a matchup problem for him. So I'm gonna go with Boston, Golden State, Miami.
Wait a second. The big 3 in Golden State wasn't Curry, Clay, and Draymond. It was Curry, Clay, and Durant.
Okay, Curry, Clay, and Durant. I still feel like they struggle.
so I think the Boston team
Durant don't play defense either.
I think the Boston team beat the Miami team. I think against Golden State, Boston got to adjust because KG, I love him to death, but you can go out there if you can go out there with KD, that you all far away from that rim, buddy.
A prime KG against a prime KD. You got to flip that basketball too now.
Yeah.
You got to flip it.
Yeah, you got to flip it. You got to play defense. And one thing about KG in his prime, his length and his paralysis on that defensive side of the ball was ridiculous. His length.
Wait. Rewind. Bring it all the way back. Are we talking about 3v3 or the big three and their team versus the big three and their team?
No, we're talking about big three against big three. We ain't talking about teams. I said who's the best big three. do you need to revisit your answer? We can.
No, let's keep it right there. You telling me
Okay.
the Celtic big three is beating the Miami big three?
Yes. All day.
And
All
Brian,
day. Yes. All day. All day. Yes. Yes.
regardless of how you look at it,
Yes.
people just
You gonna
let's
put
take it all serious.
you gonna put Ray Allen.
Let's look at we have
You gonna put Ray Allen on Dwayne Wade.
Wade versus Allen Iverson.
No.
Dwayne Wade is literally the third greatest shooting guard of all time.
But you also going, but he's going against the second most three-point shooter of all time, Ray Allen, buddy.
Cool.
You got Ray Allen against Dwayne Wade.
But we cool, great. Number two and 3-point shooting, great. Number 3 shooting guard of all time. And the only reason he's not one is because there's Jordan and Kobe in front of him.
Listen, what I'm telling you.
Where Ray Allen is shooting guards?
So let's say this. Let me ask this question then. So you're saying it's Jordan, and I don't even understand when I see it on TV. So you actually want me to believe that it's Jordan, Kobe, Wade. I can't. Yes. Because when I look at it, I see Jordan, Kobe. I give them to. I'm going to give them that. But then when I think about, I can't disrespect Reggie. I cannot disrespect Reggie.
I can't. He don't have a ring.
He don't have a ring. It's not his fault he ran into Jordan. This man won a game in 8 seconds. I don't care.
This is about to be fun. Is Reggie Miller a Hall of Famer?
This man has done work. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah, Reggie's a Hall of Fame because
Wade has had Shaq, Wade has James, and he's had Bosh. My thing is, when you look at
Wade carried a hurt Shaq to that finals.
Dwayne Wade is a good mid, probably one of the best mid-range shooting guards I've seen. But if you put them against you put those three against them three, yes, Boston beats Miami.
No, they don't. They do not.
Miami. People making Wade the third best shooting guard when I'm even thinking about Joe Dumars. Joe Dumars was the walking bucket.
Okay. How about this? If you keep going on this as shooting guards, you're gonna get the Wade before you get the Ray Allen. If you go up who's a small forward, you're gonna start at LeBron and you're gonna go maybe 10, 15 down and get the Paul Pierce.
Paul, who you got, Nez? I got who you got.
If you're gonna say Kevin Garnett's gonna bully Chris Bosh, you got it because he is.
No, I didn't say bully. I said play better. Paul Pierce can lock. Would he stop LeBron? Probably not stop, but he can lock LeBron down.
No, he can't.
Yes, he can. You didn't see them brothers in their prime, Quentin. You didn't see these guys in their prime.
I'm willing to give Miami that.
Wait, hold on a second. Dad, we watched those finals. We watched them match up. I'm only 25. I remember the 08 Celtics. I remember the 09 Celtics. I remember 07 when they first got together. I remember them having to get together because LeBron was beating up on Paul Pierce in Boston. I remember. I was there.
Still, sir, I understand you can yell and scream all you want to. The Boston big three beats the Miami big three, and everybody got an opinion. What's your opinion, Nesbitt? You get the last.
We didn't.
Okay, Gary, what's your opinion? You get the last word on. So we'll move on. Because we'll be here half the night. What's your opinion
between those two?
Yeah.
I mean, it's very hard, but I would go with Boston just because their roles are better defined than the roles for the Heat.
The what?
Just purely because you know who's the big man with the Heat.
It was Bosh, and I already said KG will bully Bosh. I agreed with you on that.
Who was the guard?
Wade, who is in an argument for the best shooting guard behind two GOATs.
But that was during the time LeBron was playing small forward / guard. So
Wade never played small forward.
that was the problem they had. They were all playing in the same game.
No, LeBron was the clear power. LeBron was the clear small forward there because they was always dunking on Mario Chalmers, who was the point guard.
As far as the offense, they all were playing in a similar position, all similar role.
That's what we try to get understand.
No, Ray Allen had the 3-point line.
Ray Allen was the 2-guard shooter. Paul Pierce was the 3 on the wing, and KG was a power forward running on the mid-range and on the post.
KG was in the paint.
Yes. And
Ray Allen was on the mid-range. And Paul Pierce had everything in between. And they knew exactly where to operate.
All right, well, guys, we got the debate.
Can I say this right quick, Hank? Let me say this right quick. Here's my thing. Let's go accolades.
You're flipping off nostalgia. Y'all living off nostalgia of a 1-ring Celtics team.
No, but anyway, well, go ahead, Mel. You get the last word.
Just because I'm friends with King G, don't mean he's
Quentin, let somebody speak, sir.
The win comes with James. James sets it off. Meaning James and Paul, you're gonna give that advantage. But I don't see, because Ray played defense, Ray played, both sides of the ball. And also Wade. But when it comes down to shoot last shot, I'm gonna give that edge to Ray every time. And getting to KG, I ain't even gonna discuss that KG Bosh thing. It's not even worth it. Wait, I just think that's where they fall off. We talking in prime. Now, when they caught Boston, at the time that they caught Boston, it was their time. It was Miami's time. Can't nobody deny that. But if you want to even it out and make things even, I'm gonna go with Boston every time.
All right, guys. What a great show. The debate will continue. We got a little heat at the end. I don't know with Quentin. I think he done left us. I don't know, but he'll be fine. Hey guys. Hey, much love. Thanks for the crew. And again, man, your next move will be the game changer. Good night.
Good night.
Stop.